Afternoon, everyone. It's all Raptor Jesus of Altered Games. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about, a little bit of a guide on how to start your own campaign map and some campaign prep. So I hope you guys enjoy it, alright? Hey, welcome back, everybody. So for today's campaign prep, we're going to start off with a map, which I have suggested in previous tutorials, so I'm going to reinforce it here. And the way we're going to actually generate this map is by the use of this terrain generation table that I got from the AD&D 1E DMG. So you guys should check it out. The appendixes in the back of the book are very handy. I think it's like a kind of a vital tool in order to be a master of any game system, because any game system that you're using that has some weaknesses or faults, you can use the 1E DMG as a backup. So what I do is I grab a handful of D20s and just start getting rolling. Alright, so what we're gonna do is actually set up the map to be a 30 by 40 hex map, and each of these hexes will represent 5 miles. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the center here, and as we generate the table, the reason I say grab a handful of D20s because this is going to be like a type of flowering method that we're going to generate each of these hexes at. So I just determined to have the center hex as you guys see here. I kind of just chose that at random, and then based off that we're going to roll a D20 based on which terrain these hexes are coming off of. So there will be scrubland, there'll be mountains, hills, forests, and so on. There's so many nuances to it. Some people don't really like using this table to create a full map. It's really meant to, if your players go off map and you don't know what this new area is, because you already gosh darn mapped this 30 by 40 hex piece of paper right here. But I find it actually useful. You don't really know what you're doing, and I think it's a fun exercise. Not actually for a single person like I'm doing. I'm actually doing it a little bit wrong in order to show you guys how to do it correctly. And the way you're actually correctly supposed to use these tables to generate a map is that your whole party generates the map. Your whole party starts chucking D20s and generating terrain. They don't need to even work on the same part of the map. They can work off the corners, which creates very, very interesting terrain in my opinion. And I think that's actually a very fun group activity to create the map. And then they kind of already know what the terrain is because they're supposed to be locals of this map that you're mapping out. Now eventually, after some time, now it does take some time to roll all this, but I think it's a little bit quicker than just determining what the map terrain is by yourself. Sometimes I think people have a hard time choosing, so having a nice table is actually very handy. That's why I recommend the DMG, the 1E DMG. I always forget there's other DMGs out there. So after some time, you should eventually get to something that looks like this. Now, as you can see, there's all kinds of varying terrains, and I think it makes the tables make a very organic and kind of almost naturalistic way. And sometimes, I determine what things should look like, and I actually determine where the lake should be in this bottom area. So I hope this is somewhat helpful, and then we'll get to the next. So the next step of generating the map involves an habitation table, also from the same section as the terrain table from the 1E DMG. This table is really handy However, extremely time consuming, but I think it's extremely helpful for this tutorial itself, because you're going to roll on each hex to determine what is in each hex, if it's empty, if it has a ruin, or if it has some sort of city or castle. The communities are very handy for the castles, because this determines the castle's revenue. And I'll be using this table right here for this. I think this will be extremely handy. For each castle it's rolled, there's different sizes. There's small, medium, and large, and then there's 3 variations for each of those sizes. And on the map here, what I'm going to be doing is using different kind of icons for the different buildings. So for the castles, I'll usually put like S, M, or L, and then the level under each castle. So just for my sake, so I remember, because I want to take what you want to do is record each of these hexes and what is in each hex and how big certain things are, just for your own sake. And this will come in handy later, as you guys will see. And after very many dice rolled, which you and your group should be sharing this duty, in my opinion, or you can just let the group like have at it and you eat some pizzas. That's usually the best thing actually to do as the GM, is anytime something comes up, you should let the players do it. That's my philosophy anyway, because there's a lot that you can do yourself and that you should be doing, especially things that require like secrecy and that they shouldn't know. But many things that, especially dealing with like the land and the geography and local flora and fauna, I think the players should actually know for themselves. And rolling up these various things and these terrains and habitation and what castles are there, that actually helps the players figure out what the land looks like. Because there's also other things too that I think they should know, like encounters. What is on your encounter tables for that particular terrain? Especially if they're doing their due diligence and trying to find these things out, you can seed these things through non-PCs and rumors, which is very handy, because I think they should know what kinds of animals and beasts might lurk in the areas beyond like the safety of the town. You shouldn't really keep that kind of stuff hidden, because knowledge is power, so you might want to make them work for it. Depends on your particular game master style. I do a mix of both, so you always keep them guessing, so they don't actually know what things will do. And eventually, after, your map should look like this. You know, nice and full. And I even rolled for the north and south. How about that, fellas? Well, I hope you fellows enjoyed that video and that you have a really good Thanksgiving tomorrow, alright? And I hope that we're all praying for each other to get stronger, to have the serenity and peace of mind to deal with our trials and tribulations, and that we have the strength to combat them when they become too tough to deal with just words alone. Alright, fellas? Alright, fellas, that's the rest of the video. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. I'll probably try to answer as anything I missed, alright? If you want to see more of this content, please feel free to subscribe. If you would like to support anything I do here at Altered Games, please give me a coffee. Down below there's a link. I hope you guys have a good game next time you play, and please keep your shield arm strong, alright? No slacking now.